Greetings, true believers. Well, our look at Phase 3 of the MCU now continues on with Avengers Infinity War. Having acquired the Power Stone, one of the 6 Infinity Stones from the planet Xandar, Thanos and his lieutenants, Ebony Maw, Cull Obsidian, Proxima Midnight, and Corvus Glaive, intercept a spaceship carrying the survivors of Asgard's destruction. After subduing Thor, Thanos extracts the Space Stone from the Tesseract, overpowers the Hulk, and kills Loki. Thanos also kills Heimdall after he sends Hulk to Earth using the Bifrost. Thanos and his lieutenants leave, destroying the ship. Hulk crash lands in the Sanctum Sanctorum, New York City, reverting to the form of Bruce Banner. He warns Stephen Strange and Wong about Thanos' plan to destroy half of all life in the universe, and they recruit Tony Stark. Wong and Obsidian arrive to retrieve the Time Stone from Strange, drawing Peter Parker's attention. Maw is unable to take the Time Stone due to an enchantment that captures Strange. Stark and Peter aboard Maw's spaceship, while Wong stays behind to guard the Sanctum. The Guardians of the Galaxy respond to a stress call for the Asgardian ship and rescue Thor. Thor surmises that Thanos is going after the Reality Stone, which Chandelier Tivan possesses on Nowhere. He travels to Rocket Groot to Nidavellir to enlist the aid of the Dwarf King Idri in creating the Battle-Axe Stormbreaker. Peter, Quill, Gamora, Drax, and Mantis travel to Nowhere, where they find Thanos already in possession of the Reality Stone. Thanos kidnaps Gamora, who discloses the Soul Stone's location to save Nebula from torture. On Vormir, the stone's keeper, Red Skull, tells Thanos they can only quiet it by sacrificing someone he loves. Thanos kills Gamora, earning the stone. In Edinburgh, Midnight and Glaive ambush Wanda Maximoff and Vision to retrieve the Mind Stone in Vision's forehead. Steve Rogers, Natasha Romanoff, and Sam Wilson rescue them, and they take shelter with James Rhodes and Banner at the Avengers compound. Vision asks Maximoff to destroy him and the Mind Stone to keep Thanos from retrieving it, but Maximoff refuses. Rogers suggests they travel to Wakanda, which he believes has the resources to remove the stone without killing Vision. Nebula escapes captivity and asks the remaining Guardians to meet her on Thanos' destroyed homeworld, Titan. Stark and Peter kill Maw and rescue Strange. The trio crash land on Titan, where they meet Quill, Drax, and Mantis. Strange uses the Time Stone to view millions of possible futures, seeing only one in which the Avengers win. The group formulates a plan to subdue Thanos and remove the Infinity Gauntlet, which he uses to safely house the stones. Thanos appears and justifies his plans as necessary to guarantee the survival of a universe threatened by overpopulation. Nebula arrives soon after and helps the others subdue Thanos, but then deduces that Thanos has killed Gamora. Enraged, Quill attacks Thanos, inadvertently allowing him to break the group's hold and overpower them. Thanos grievously wounds Stark, but Strange offers the Time Stone in exchange for sparing Stark's life. In Wakanda, Rogers reunites with Bucky Barnes before Thanos' army invades. The Avengers, along with T'Challa and the Wakandan forces, mount a defense while Shuri works to extract the Mind Stone from Vision. Unable to summon the Hulk after losing his fight with Thanos, Banner fights in Stark's Hulkbuster armor. Thor, Rocket, and Groot arrive to reinforce the Avengers, and together they kill Midnight, Obsidian, and Glaive. Although Thanos' army is routed, Shuri is unable to complete the extraction before Thanos himself arrives on the field. Vision convinces Maximoff to destroy him in the Mind Stone, but Thanos uses the Time Stone to reverse her actions and rips the stone from Vision's forehead. Thor severely wounds Thanos' Stormbreaker, but Thanos activates the completed gauntlet by snapping his fingers before teleporting away. Half of all life across the universe disintegrates, including Barnes, T'Challa, Groot, Maximoff, Wilson, Mantis, Drax, Quill, Strange, Parker, Maria Hill, and Nick Fury, though Fury is able to send an emergency signal on a modified pager. Stark and Nebula remain stranded on Titan, while Banner, M'Baku, Okoye, Rhodes, Rocket, Rogers, Maximoff, and Thor are left on the Wakandan battlefield. Meanwhile, Thanos watches the sunrise on a remote planet. Aww. So now let's take a look at the production of this movie. In October 2014, Marvel announced a 2-part sequel to Avengers Age of Ultron titled Avengers Infinity War Part 1. Part 1 was scheduled to be released on May 4th, 2018, with Part 2 scheduled for May 3rd, 2019. In April 2015, Marvel announced that Anthony and Joe Russo would direct both parts of Avengers Infinity War, with back-to-back filming expected to begin in 2016. The next month, Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely had signed on to write the screenplays for both parts of the film, which draws inspiration from Jim Starr's 1991 The Infinity Gauntlet comic and John Hickman's 2013 Infinity comic. Anthony Russo added, the film was inspired by 1990s heist films, with Thanos on a smash and grab to acquire all the Infinity Stones. Producer Kevin Feige said the films were titled as two parts of a single film because of the shared elements between the films, but he felt that they would be two distinct films, not one story split across two films. In May 2016, the Russos revealed they would retitle the two films to further remove this misconception. That July, Marvel revealed Parva's title would be shortened to simply Avengers Infinity War. Press for photography began on January 23, 2017 under the working title Mary Lou at Pinewood Atlanta Studios in Fayette County, Georgia. Trent Opelok as director of photography. Infinity War, along with Avengers Endgame, were shot using ARRI Alexa IMAX 2D cameras, thus marking the first time that Hollywood feature film was shot entirely with IMAX digital cameras. In early February, Marvel confirmed the involvement of Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark / Iron Man, Chris Pratt as Peter Quill / Star-Lord, and Tom Holland as Peter Parker / Spider-Man in the film. Additional filming took place in Scotland beginning in February 2017. The film included Edinburgh, Glasgow, and the Scottish Highlands, with studio work taking place at Ward Park Studios in Cumbernauld. In late June 2017, filming occurred in downtown Atlanta, as well as Atlanta Central Park in early July, before moving to Queens, New York in the middle of the month. Filming concluded on July 14, 2017. For the film's final scene, where Thanos settles in a neighborhood, the filmmakers worked with Thailand-based studio Indochina Productions to acquire footage of the Banao Rice Terraces at Ifuago, Philippines. Later in July 2017, Joe Russo stated that there were a couple of unfinished scenes for Infinity War that will be shot in the next few months. In early March 2018, Disney moved the release of Infinity War in the United States to April 27, 2018, to have it be released the same weekend as some of its international markets. Visual effects for the film were created by Industrial Light and Magic, Framestore, Method Studios, Weta Digital, DNEG, Cinecide, Digital Domain, Rise, Lola VFX, and Perception. With an estimated budget in the range of $325 to $400 million, it's one of the most expensive films ever made. Evans and Hemsworth both earned $15 million for the film. And now finally on to the music. In June 2016, Alan Silvestri, who composed the score for The Avengers, was revealed to be returning to score both Infinity War and Endgame. Silvestri recorded his score from January 2018 to late March, and found working on the film to be a really different experience than anything I'd done before, especially with regard to the approach and balancing quick shifts in tone. Ludo Garance's theme for Black Panther is used in the film. Hollywood Records and Marvel Music released regular and deluxe soundtrack albums digitally on April 27, 2018, with physical releases on May 18th. The deluxe edition featured some extended and additional tracks. Interesting. So overall, yeah, this movie is kind of sad, especially with the ending and everything else that's going on. So yeah, but still, let's just say that Endgame, well, let's just say kind of ends on a happier / sad note, but whatever. So yeah, anyway. So overall, I give Avengers Infinity War 5 arc reactors out of 5. Well, anyway, tune in later today as we take a look at Ant-Man and the Wasp. So until then, in the words of the late great Stan Lee, Excelsior!